in today's session, now I am going to be discussing about the XML. So in XML, what we are actually discussing, first understand. First XML introduction, DTD, XSD, JAX-B. So these are the concepts we are discussing in XML. XML introduction, DTD, XSD, JAX-B and JAX-B. Okay, so first XML introduction points you can understand. So I am going to be starting now XML. Okay, XML stands for Extensible Markup Language. XML stands for Extensible Markup Language. So here one point first of all required to be understand, it is a extensible markup language. What is mean by markup? Markup means enclosing the textual information in between two tags, that is opening tag and a closing tag is called as an markup. For example, here employee name Raja, employee name. Next, employee salary 9,000, employee salary. So in this example, here I am enclosing some textual information in between two tags. Here this is called as opening tag. It is called as opening tag and it is called as closing tag. So this is called as what? Markup. So what is mean by markup? Enclosing the textual information in between two tags is called as an markup. Okay, now observe, XML is a markup language. HTML is also a markup language. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. So in markup languages, we are always specifying our data by using tags only, that is opening tag and closing tag. So in XML completely we are using only the tags. Next, here the abbreviation compulsory required to be understand. It is a extensible markup language. Why actually it is called extensible? So now understand here, XML tags are user defined tags. XML tags are user defined tags. That means in XML always we are defining our own tags only. So these tags functionality is also defining by user. So these tags functionality possible to extend as per the application requirements. So because of that reason only it is called as extensible markup language. HTML tags are predefined tags. So HTML tags functionality is limited because that are predefined, but XML tags functionality is extensible. Okay, so why it is extensible, why it is markup, now you are understanding. Next we can understand about the language. Why actually called as language? Consider here, for example, if you are designing a web service application, in the web service programming always we are designing client as well as server applications. So to exchange the data from client to server, server to client, to exchange the data from client to server and server to client, always we are using XML format. Here this client application, Java application or .NET application or any other language application. Server application, a Java application or .NET application or etc. So, here to provide the communication between or to exchange the data between one language application to another language application, also always we are using XML format only. So, here XML is acting as a mediator or it is a communicator between two different language applications, Because of that reason, here it is called as what? A language. Language is always acting as a mediator or a communicator between two. So, here XML is also acting as a mediator or communicator between client as well as the server application. So, XML is a extensible markup language. Okay. Now, what are the differences are there between XML as well as HTML? These points first we can understand here. Concentrate. XML tags are user defined tags, HTML tags are free defined tags. XML tags functionality defining by user and extensible. HTML tags functionality is limited because the tags are free defined tags. XML tags are case sensitive tags. Case sensitive tags means whatever the case you are using at the time of opening the tag, the same case required to be maintained for closing tag. But HTML tags are case insensitive tags. Case insensitive tags. Next, XML mainly used to describe the data. Here in this XML example, observe, I am describing some data about the employee. So, XML is used to describe the data, but HTML is used to display the data. So, here the major differences are XML tags are user defined, HTML tags are free defined. XML tags are case sensitive, but HTML tags are case insensitive. XML is used to describe the data, HTML is used to display the data. Next, one more point is, in XML, for every opening tag, it is a mandatory to maintain a closing tag. Here EMP name, it is a opening tag, /EMP name, it is a closing tag. So, for every opening tag, compulsory required to be maintained one closing tag. But in HTML, all the tags closing is an optional. So, these are the major differences are there between XML to HTML, and both are markup languages only. So, now you know some points about the XML. XML tags are user defined tags. XML tags are case sensitive tags. XML tags functionality defining by user and extensible. Next, another points here I am going to be introducing. XML is given by W3C. XML is given by W3C. XML is given by W3C. XML is a common markup language or common language. Okay, this XML format data is understanding by all the programming languages. Means a Java programming language is understanding about XML format. .NET is also understanding about XML format. PHP is also understanding about XML format. Actually, XML format is a interoperable format. That means XML format is platform independent and language independent formats. Okay. So, observe the version of the XML. XML version is 1.0. XML is having only one version, that is 1.0 version. XML is given by W3C and XML is having only one version, that is 1.0 version. Okay, so what is the main use of XML? XML main use is what? XML is used to describe the data. XML is used to describe the data. Next, XML documents also possible to maintain as a text-based databases. XML documents possible to maintain as a text-based databases. Okay. So next, another important point about XML is XML documents we are using to transport the data from one language application to another language application. XML documents we are using, XML documents we are using to transport the data, from one application to another application. So this is a major use of XML. So now you know XML is given by W3C. What is the current version of XML and what is the main purpose of the XML? Okay, now here I am going to be writing a small XML document, okay, to understand about all these points. To write a XML document, just we can take the notepad, and XML tags are user defined. So as per your requirement, we can write the XML tags. For example, here I am writing employee number 1001, employee name some Rama, EMP name, EMP salary something like 9,000, EMP salary. Next, close employee. Here just I am taking one notepad and I am writing the XML elements in the notepad only. XML is a text based document. It is a text based document with a .xml extension. So now we can save this document with a .xml extension, and this XML document name is your own choice. So now I am saving this XML document with emp.xml in E drive. Here in E drive I am creating one separate folder like XML. Here I am writing my file name as emp.xml. Okay, and now the point, understand how to view the XML documents. Our document name is emp.xml. Now how to view this XML document? To view the XML documents, we can use browser softwares or we can use XML editor softwares. Now I am going to be using one browser software to view this XML. Okay, I am going to be using now one browser software. Otherwise, we can also use the editors. Here I am going to be using Internet Explorer. So right click, open with Internet Explorer. So this is a XML document. So now here the important point, observe. In every XML document, the first statement is available as a prologue. Here one prologue is automatically generated by the browser. The prologue always starts with this question mark symbol and XML. The prologue is representing about the version of XML. Here the prologue is representing the version of XML. The version is 1.0 version. So to view the XML, we can use browser softwares or we can use editor softwares. This is a well defined structure of the XML. XML documents are well defined documents because some strict rules and regulations are available for XML elements and XML documents. So observe, for example, here if you are not following the proper standards at the time of writing the XML document, it is not showing the data also in the proper XML format. For example, here I am doing one mistake. What is my mistake is EMP salary element is not closed. You know, in XML for every opening tag compulsory one closing tag is required to be maintained. Here I am not closing the EMP salary. Then now check here what is the problem is coming. Here once again we can view your XML by using browser or editor software. Now I am showing this XML document in the editor, that is XML editor. So here it is showing the data in invalid format. It is not a proper XML format, because in our XML document one small mistake is there, that is EMP salary element is not closed. So now observe here, again we can close EMP salary, save, then we can view this XML document once again. So now it is showing the data in the proper XML format. So here a small mistake if you are doing in the XML, then the XML editor or the browser not displaying the data in the proper XML format. So at the time of writing the XML document, all the rules and regulations are required to be followed, but next we are going to be discussing the rules and regulations of XML document and why actually XML document is called as well defined structure document. Okay. So in the next session I will discuss about the well defined structure of the XML document and rules and regulations of XML document.